What is up, YouTube? Chase Bristow, the Horny Homemaker here. I was just on Sniffies talking to this guy who came in here, and a long time ago he came in here and said that he walked out because he was creeped out by my animatronic collection. And that's something that nobody has ever done before. He's the only person who's ever had any issue with it. And, I didn't even remember him until he, came on, and responded to my message talking about how he came over and saw my, as he called it, doll collection, and started bitching about how it was creepy, how I was creepy, and how he left. And I remember him walking in here, and he didn't even walk into my bedroom. Now, that being said, he's telling me I was bad in bed. How the fuck is he going to know that if he didn't even make it all the way to the bedroom? He walked in, saw the animatronics, and walked right out. And then this asshole's going to sit there telling me, oh, people are talking about how creepy you are, blah, blah, blah. Are they really now? Well, that sounds like a they problem. I mean, they're not addressing me, so it's not my problem. And if they, if they would be so mature enough as to address me with their issues, then maybe I could work on whatever they have an issue with and do some self-improvement. But then again, I am not a scumbag who's worried about what everyone else is doing. I don't give a fuck what everybody's doing, and I ain't going to judge somebody for buying something that makes them happy. This asshole went as far as bitching about me buying those things with taxpayers' money, with SSI. Like, acting like I did something wrong by having a disability. I mean, this guy was beyond arrogant. This guy was a piece of shit. And if you're ever in the St. Louis area, and you see this guy, run, don't walk away. I'm going to start a new video series called Beware St. Louis, where every time I have a very unpleasant red flag alert conversation, I'm going to be discussing people like this, screenshotting their profile mid-argument so that they don't know what the fuck's coming to them when I discuss that conversation and talk about what a piece of shit they are and post it on my YouTube channel. And then maybe people will stop talking about me and stop being such assholes to me when their fucking gay profile is blasted all over my YouTube channel and the internet for people to see. Because I guarantee you, some of those people have a wife, have kids, or have a husband, and they're running around. And it's an asshole like that I wouldn't put it past them to do that. So nothing would give me greater joy than to show everybody outside of those dating sites who's online. And maybe, my channel could become a lot more popular because wives and husbands who suspect cheating partners would come online and see if their asshole is running around on them. But back to what I was saying. This guy was bitching about how I was buying animatronics, calling them dolls, saying that they're cheap. No. My animatronics cost like $300 or better for each one. And they're not dolls, they are animatronics, and it is a huge, huge community dedicated to them. And what I do with my money is my business. And for somebody who I don't even know, who just walked into my apartment, who barely had any conversation with me at all, who wanted to just smoke crystal meth and have sex and be done with it, that person sure thinks he has a lot of say. Somebody like that, it's just sad. It is really fucking sad and pathetic how people like that are so worried about everybody else. And that's why they're such an asshole, such a piece of shit, because they're worried about what he's doing, what she's doing, what they're doing over there. And looking at all the other places, but except for in the fucking mirror where they need to look and worry about their own goddamn selves. And this type of person is just somebody that I'd like to beat the shit out of. You know? But unfortunately, society frowns upon somebody getting the ass kicking that they deserve these days. So I'm gonna give them a mental when I post their picture as a thumbnail and do these videos. Shit. But yeah, he just was going off, acting like he owned this place, acting like it was his money or his apartment, or, you know, he's bitching about if you're gonna be that petty, how the fuck can anybody be that petty? That they're gonna worry about that they're gonna meet somebody off a fucking hookup site where you get dick and walk into their apartment not even knowing who they are or barely anything about them except for their sexual preferences, and walk right into their apartment and sit there and be pissed off about what they are collecting, how they're spending their money, how they're getting their money, and make a huge ordeal out of it. That, you know, if I'm ever feeling bad about myself and feeling low, or you're ever feeling low and feeling worthless, you need to look at these videos and think to yourself, at least I'm not a piece of shit like that guy. You know, when you see these videos about these people who I'm going to be discussing, who are just low-life pieces of shit who need to be exposed for the scumbags that they are, maybe then they'll learn to shut the fuck up around me, or at least get the fuck away from me and not come anywhere near me and miss me with that shit, because they're going to be on this series called Beware St. Louis. So this is Beware St. Louis Part 1.